Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by BlackRifleCoffee.com.
Whoa, shit.
Whoa!
Scared me.
Whoa!
Right there. I didn't know what you were doing.
We have a guest on.
Another one.
We have a huge guest on. Look, we're in the middle of March Madness right now. We're bringing back some of our favorite people that we've had on the show. Rooftop.
Hey guys,
Escamilla's
Dude,
here.
you guys legitimately scared me right now. I thought something happened.
That's what
I
happened.
know.
Yeah. Who's the guest? You were looking out. Like
I
Denzel
was, and I
Washington
thought you guys
gonna walk
touched
in.
dicks or something.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening? I legitimately got nervous.
I was nervous too.
Because I wasn't in front of your face on this last episode.
No.
But I am now.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Which
for
is
you.
a little bit of a bummer.
But good for you.
I mean, because
but
before
more good
I was
for
in a
you.
room full of men, and then I realized that everyone on the podcast isn't really a manly looking dude.
Sure. Because there's some, and I appreciate you saying that. Because there's some people, there's men, and then there's elevated like gods, and that's what I am, and I get
Like,
it. 'Cause when you walked in, there was only one set of footprints. 'Cause I was
Yeah,
carrying you.
because you're carrying
I was
me.
carrying you, obviously.
Yeah.
My uncle's name was Rooftop, by the way.
What?
Yeah, but he fell off a roof.
Is that a real story?
Good man.
Yeah,
No,
it
it's not.
doesn't have good balance.
We were at a Fourth of
Yeah.
July barbecue on the roof. Blind. I didn't.
He is blind.
Yeah.
Should have been on the roof.
Didn't realize it.
Yeah. Guess God
we
wasn't.
lost a
Guess
good
God
man.
wasn't carrying him, was
Realize
he?
he was blind, or you
Yeah.
didn't realize
We
he
lost
was
a
on
good
the-
man that
Yeah.
day. Both.
Hey,
Like,
where was
I turned
where was
and I
God carrying him on that one?
Well, he carried him straight up to heaven is what
Yeah.
he did. But yeah, he was like, hey,
You don't interfere. When
do you want a Coors Light? And I was like, yeah, the cooler. is
Hold on,
over by the side.
let's piss everyone off first. Did you realize what if instead of the Bible in 2000 years they had just found the script of Star Wars? Because it's probably a little more believable.
Some people say it is.
And think
Some people
about
say it
how
is.
awesome everything would be
Yeah.
then.
Have
Yeah.
you heard of L. Ron Hubbard?
Yes.
Because that's the script. of
He's
Star
right
Wars.
he's literally across the street.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the script of Star Wars that came to life, and
Yeah.
is now worshipped by 1 million people. And I didn't realize he was ex-military. He was Navy.
Really?
So yeah, all of the Seagate shits. I don't want to say characters, but that's essentially what he did because it was a science fiction novel. Is based on military aspects. So like he'll make you go on a ship, on a boat, do things as if you're working in the military.
Well, why haven't we started a religion yet?
I don't know.
Drinking Bros.
I don't. I mean, it's
every
easy.
Sunday we get drunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
Or
Well, I
every
mean,
day.
all you
Well,
really
do I
need to
have to
do
do
now to
anything?
start a religion is just say my thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yeah.
And that pretty much solves every problem.
And hashtag it. You got to hashtag it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too. Me
Yeah.
too.
I'm a big fan. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day today to come up here and see us. We
Oh
appreciate
yeah.
it.
I really had a ton of shit to do, guys.
Yeah. Well, I see you everywhere. Like I follow your Instagram. You have one of the best Instagrams I've ever seen. I don't know if a professional photographer follows you around or a camera crew, but like your footage is like a fucking
It's pretty fun.
BMX wet dream. Like
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's more than BMX, but yeah, I mean, we just got good at filming ourselves. But I'll be honest with you, it's just I got better at Photoshop than other people.
is that what it is? Seriously?
Yeah, and a little bit of mirrors,
Yeah.
kind of some smoke. Sometimes I feel like here's the difference: is I don't think we're doing anything amazing, but we're actually doing it. Where I think we live in a culture where people want to look like they're doing it more than they're doing it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? People don't want to hike up the waterfall to go see it. They want to go stand in front of the waterfall, looking up at it to get the photo.
To get the photo.
You know what I
sure.
mean? Instead of like, having an adventure around that. So I think the stuff we're doing isn't that great, but it's just it translates as
You're actually doing
we're
it.
actually
Yeah.
doing it. So you don't need to do as much because it looks like we're doing it instead of standing in front of it.
Yeah, because last time you were on the show, afterwards, like I enjoyed the interview, and I was like, "Fuck, that guy's dope. I'm gonna follow him on Instagram." So I've been following you for what is it, 6-7 months now?
Thanks.
When the last time you were on the show?
And it was a year
The
ago
thing
probably.
is, a lot of people come on and say what they do of like, I still ride, I still do this, I still do this, and you're like, do they fucking really? And then I see your videos. You're like once a week in an empty pool.
Oh, every we ride.
I mean, shredding.
It just depends on what the other few guys that we still ride with, because I was a professional bike rider. Well, I am, I guess, still for 20 years. That's what I did.
Right.
But now it's sort of shifted.
Either way,
gears, and just like a couple of the guys that I've traveled with for 20 years, and we all kind of do other stuff, and we sort of find time to ride these pools. And I think, to be honest with you, it's less about the pool and the riding and more about just hanging out with your buddies and sort of the adventure to find it. But
yeah, because where are you finding all these pools?
I mean, that's a question even bike riders ask, and I think you can Google Map a ton of it because nowadays you can like Google Map like, oh, there's 6 empty pools, but that photo could have been taken years ago. They could be
but
what
now
we
you
call
could send
swimmers.
you could send a drone.
Swimmers. Yeah, but thing is, we'll send drones over now. Like, but the thing is to be honest with you, it's still the foot on the gas pedal. When we're on if there's a week we're driving over 1,000 miles a week looking for stuff. And to be honest with you, like there'll be Sundays or Mondays we'll go out and we'll drive 300 miles and never even take the bikes out of the car. And we just still have the greatest time ever.
Yeah.
You know, because we're like hiking over hills and we're sneaking around and
road sodas.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's more about the guys hanging out. But you know, when we do find one, like even the other day we rode a pool that we'd found like 4 years ago, and it kind of, you could tell it wasn't that good and always had stuff in it, so we never cleaned it out. And we were just one of those days we didn't really have anything to do. We're like, let's go clean that one out and ride it. And it, like every pool is sort of a different challenge, and it's really good because I don't really have to do hard tricks because tricks are hard in pools. So I could just spend my life doing the same 4 easy tricks that are hard to do in pools. So you know, it makes you feel better about yourself when you realize that everything is.
You ate it the other day.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just more of comical because it shouldn't have happened. And
our age, that's you got to feel that a little more the next day.
Yeah, but I'm also a stuntman too, so I hit the ground a lot. But the thing with bikes is, with stuntman, you're usually pretty padded up. But yeah, you know, there's something about bleeding that feels good. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's a part of bleeding.
Not once have I said that. I've had a girl say that to me on a date once, and I was like, "Whoa, you're still not
that's
convincing
gross.
me." Like, I'm not going.
Yeah, but there's something about it, like at least for us who are trying to constantly relive some sort of glory days that we think we had. I think that like you still feel like good that you can still hit the ground, you can still get up, you're still doing something. You know, does that make sense? Like,
yeah, no, for sure. Like, because I'll get out. I'm a sports guy as well. I'll get out, play basketball here and there, or softball, whatever it is, and
you're sore. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
next day is brutal.
Yeah, but you know what? There's something about that that's like, oh, I did something.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know,
the next day, I'm definitely not doing anything.
Yeah,
a lot of Ben Gay.
But hey, but you've earned it.
Ben Gay, how long?
You've earned it.
Yeah,
you had quite a spill on a loop.
Oh yeah,
that one's
it's
old.
Yeah, it was in 2000.
Have you seen this?
No.
Oh,
2000.
I know exactly where it is.
So master during a podcast of like, hey, let me show you this 18-minute video. Don't worry that it's an audio show and a video show.
This is a quick clip.
You find it.
So
because that's going to take him a while.
The back in 2000, no one had ever done a loop on a bike, right? Dudes have tried it, but they also were never built. Right. Like they weren't at skate parks, and we got word that there was some skater had built one in some crazy backyard in Lake Elsinore, I think. And like it was just some crazy person. All we were told was you can go ride it, but just be wary. The guy inside has weird like war flashbacks, and he may come out with his gun yelling at you. And we're like,
oh, really?
Okay, so it was just somebody had built it in their grandpa's backyard or something. But when we got out there, there was like a little shed that would look like maybe the size of an outhouse.
Sure.
And there was like, this was like straight out of like The Hills Have Eyes or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And there was this woman in there in a dress, like an old lady, just kind of rocking back and forth, listening to a record player. And the whole walls were all covered with trinkets. And she never came out. It's just like, we just hear that. It was the weirdest thing.
Where is this, by the way? What city is it?
It was in Lake Elsinore.
Okay.
So then this loop's back there, and we'd heard, hey, it's being torn down. You get permission, you go ride it. So I didn't have any pads to practice. And I was, you know, it was probably, I mean, I would have been like.
Helmet?
Yeah, I had a helmet on.
Okay.
All right, so I had a helmet on. But we didn't know how fast to go. I'd heard that some guys had tried it and done it with pads and ran into the pads. So I didn't know how fast to go. And, you know, you'd think, oh, I got to go fast, you know? And that was the problem. I mean, everyone tells me I pulled off, but I know I've been doing bikes long enough to know what happened. And so I sit there and I have I have my music playing from my car because that was before you had like speakers and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was it 311?
No.
Was it Sublime?
No. It was Meatloaf, Bad Outta Hell.
Shut the fuck up.
So it was like dun 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 at the beginning, and so I'm up on top of the roll-in, like getting pumped up, you know, and like some sort of like I have this like cinematic like glorious hero moment in my head, you know. So as the music starts, dun dun, I'm like go into it, so it all fits to the music like it's edited. So, but when I drop in, I just pump the bottom of the roll-in, and then I pump the first part of the loop, and right as I pull, I just G out. I just G off the back of the bike. Bike goes around. I do like a 1.5 flip and land back on the bike pegs. In one frame, I have a full face helmet on. In one frame, my helmet head's touching this shoulder, helmet on my shoulder. In the next frame, it's touching this one. So I like just destroyed myself. But I got lucky. I could have easily been dead.
How far were you away from the hospital at that point?
Far, but we didn't go to the hospital. The hospital waited because 2 days later, I was doing something where I was on fire with my bike.
Right.
And I crashed and kinked my neck, and then my legs instantly went numb.
Oh, Jesus.
So then I went to the hospital. And what happened is I just was pinching nerves and like it's all
Right.
swollen. But the loop itself was it's like a clip that is like it's an infamous clip. Infamous clip in BMX, which I don't think it wouldn't have had that effect if I had pulled it.
Gotcha.
It would have just happened.
Yeah.
Do you want me to find it?
I
for you?
can't find it.
Okay.
No,
All right.
this is-
We'll show you later.
This is Jared. Looks
Oh,
like
here's a
the
photo of
internet.
here's a photo of it mid flip. That's a
Okay.
photo.
Oh shit. I
Yeah.
mean, this is ragdoll shit.
Yeah.
Legs going the other way, arms kind of hoping Jesus is going to save you, but that didn't happen.
No.
the wheel,
man.
He was not carrying me. And I don't know if he ever has.
You know what? Jared didn't like this photo, so I will.
Oh, what?
You just got an extra like hashtag real friends.
Hashtag real.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh,
He looks at his phone for 3 hours, doesn't even like the photo. I remember back in the Jackass days, and I don't know what year that was, but seeing Matt Hoffman try to do that.
That was after that.
It was after.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it was
Okay,
after that. Yeah.
So, do you think he had heard or seen what happened to
Well,
you?
at the
and was
time
like,
I rode.
hey,
At the time I rode for Hoffman Bikes,
gotcha.
so I was sponsored by Matt. This
Because you
dick.
saw Tony Hawk too get fucked up in that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, I'm friends with both of them.
Yeah.
So I have a funny story about both of them.
Yeah.
So about this.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, I mean, it was just like everyone like had their opinions about it, but I had one shot. There was no pads. Everyone else kind of gets some work up to it, and it happened. And then years later, other people build it and it gets done, right? But and I think someone actually ended up doing it in that one later. My buddy Dave Young or Fuzzy maybe. But so fast forward, that was in like 2000. Fast forward to like 2000. I don't know, 10 years later.
Right.
And Travis Pastrana says, hey, you want to do anything for Nitro Show? I'm like, yeah, I want to do a grind loop.
what's up, grind loop?
Well, instead of a pudding, it's just a pipe that goes around. I'm going to grind it on my pegs only.
No need to take that phone out anymore,
we got
Jared.
it.
No.
It's right here.
So it's a grind loop, right?
Yeah.
And so like it's happening. We were building it in a warehouse. Wessel built it. This one we built like this contraption where I can and fall off it. But at some point and it's 4 pegs that go into it, like all 4 pegs. And so I'm in a little, like in between the two. It was by far the hardest bike trick ever.
Did you land it?
Well, I kept coming. Yes and no. Okay, so I go. The funny thing is I invite Tony to come, and Matt comes out, and they're both sitting there, and like Matt's like, Mike, and Tony is like, both of them are like, this is awesome, but I don't remember you having great luck with the easy kind, and I'd never done one since then. I'd done cement park like capsules, but I'd never done a real one like that.
Right.
Even since the time I crashed. Why I thought I could do a grind one is beyond me. It's not like I had practice and all of a sudden I could do it. Let's try a harder one. So they were just laughing. I was like, yeah, you sucked at it before and now you made it harder. You're probably going to suck at it worse. So what happened was we'd moved all the pads, right? We'd moved all the pads and I'm like, all right, it's
This is just foolish.
Yes.
I don't even know
Yeah.
why. Like,
Yeah.
just looking at this,
Yeah.
I don't even know
so
why.
that's the one I pull, but watch. You'll see it.
Oh,
But
boy.
So here's what happens. I have all my buddies. The thing is I kept coming out of it when you go into it, the 4 pegs is causing a lot more friction than you think, and it's
Right.
slowing you down.
Oh wow.
Right? So
Yeah, 'cause didn't you have to use a pulley or something? to
no.
get the speed?
I
Oh.
just pedaled into it. But it was like one pedal too much was too fast, one pedal too less was too slow. So it was like how hard you're even pedaling. Like the margin of error was like
Razor thin.
and everything, and it took about 80 tries. So there's about 80
Shit.
slams.
In,
Yeah.
in the same day?
Yeah, from
Wow.
the first time I trying it. So I was like, guys, if I come out, if you hear my pegs disconnect, throw pads underneath it because I'm just going to fall on a pipe from 14 feet, right? So I get one, it comes out, I float for a second and clicks back in and I come back in it. But by that point,
They had thrown the pegs.
yeah,
welcome to
someone
LA.
had thrown a buddy of mine who did his job through the pad, so I just ran into the pad and stopped.
Okay.
And everyone got mad at him, but he didn't. He did the right thing, right?
Do you think you would have made it if the pads weren't there?
100%. I mean, I just ride right into it. So
Okay.
then I go, no one throw anything. Doesn't matter. Unless you see me off the bike, you don't throw it.
And that's when he knew he fucked up.
Yes. So at that point, I go around this. I'm going backflip, and this time I get to about here, and I fall out, and I go into a front flip out of it because I'm just going, and I land. I break ribs and my ankle.
Oh God.
Right. So I'm breathing. I'm like, I'm dying. I'm close to death at this point, right? Yeah. Clearly. So I say, all right, well, I'm gonna tape my ankle up, and I'm gonna go again because pretty soon I'm not gonna be able to do anything. Right? Because at this point, I'm like, this is my one chance. Never do this again.
So just to clarify, you continued to do this.
Yeah, well, because that was it. I mean,
I'm waiting for the moment where somebody tells you, "Hey, man, you should probably not."
That was Matt and Tony before. That was Matt and Tony before it started.
Two of the experts in the world are saying, "Hey, you don't have good luck with loops.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to try this grind?"
So then
you did it again.
So I went back and I'm like, this is it. So I come around. No one throws it. I come out of it. I ride out of the pipes, and I'm slightly a little cockeyed, and I think I really think with like, because it was a slick warehouse floor.
Sure.
With a normal asphalt, I would probably come off a little squirrely and made it, and I just came, and the bike just slid sideways, and I slid out onto my knees. But I came around and out of it, and then slid away, slid out, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
So for me,
what time was that?
I pulled it in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been like 9, 10 at night.
Okay.
We'd started at like 2.
So you were at the hospital at 11, right? I'm just trying to.
I don't remember if I went to the hospispital or not.
You just went home with broken ribs and a broken ankle.
Well, they're not going to do anything, are they?
Do you ever get pilled up?
No, I don't
fuck out
I don't
of here.
drink. I don't smoke. I've never done any drugs.
How do you do all of that and not crush Vicodin left and right?
I actually don't. Crazy. I don't like it, and I don't like it, and I've had to take it for stuff, like.
Sure.
I try not to, but it also. I think I'm. Like, I just had a tooth pulled, and I took it, and I itch and stuff, so I think I'm allergic to it, too. But I don't really like that feeling.
We know a guy who will take it off your hands.
Yeah?
You want to slide it on down, let Jesus take the wheel. I'll jump off the fucking roof tonight.
I don't do it. So.
No, I'm totally joking. But
I don't understand.
I know a lot of extreme sports guys who
have opiate problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, simply for the fact of you get hurt a lot.
Yeah, but you also have to be like, know that that's worse.
It's
worse. I
guess.
No, it is.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's worse. You know what I mean? I just like
I always for quitters.
I don't know.
We don't believe in that, but I mean,
I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like I get it, but like I don't understand it. I don't understand people who do drugs. I don't understand any of it.
I don't understand how you can get hooked on it, but that's another whole fucking debate about other shit we don't have to get into.
We could talk about if you want. We could talk about drugs, guns, and God if you really want to fucking bum everyone out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I have some things to say.
Shift gears because we got
God.
such a gem out of Freddie that time when we asked this question.
Okay.
But,
What's
you
that?
know, you have
Who's Freddie?
Freddie Wong.
Friend of ours.
Okay.
Friend of the show. He's been on a couple times.
Okay.
You know, we give Ross gave him the question. You know, you have all the money you need.
Yeah.
Few bill.
Okay. You can't ask me that question, but go ahead.
And, and what do you do? What do you do with it? And Freddie came up with a theme park that he wanted to build.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a question. If I had all the money in the world.
Yes.
Oh, I already know.
Yeah.
This is easy.
What
This
is
is
it?
easy.
Yeah.
Explicit detail.
Explicit. Okay. First of all, if I had to stay in LA, if I'm staying in LA.
You don't stay in LA, right?
No, I live here.
No. I mean, what would you move? Because I would. My first. I go on.
I would have places that I'd probably spend on time, but I have to ground it in some sort
Let's
of
say
like
10 billion.
Okay.
10 billion.
We'll go
10 billion is
10
not enough.
billion.
It's not enough.
No.
I don't know how much I would need, but let's just say a lot.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I sold my 30% of Facebook shares, and I'm
Yeah.
So I would pick one of these spots. Like there's a spot down like Irvine area that's over, like sort of inland from Laguna. I'll just use that. I'd pick one of these spots that is like a park of some sort that's just all this acreage, and I would turn it into my own personal Jurassic Park that I lived in. Not for actual dinosaurs, but for like an animal sanctuary. But it was like, like a safari park that I lived in the middle of.
Right.
So you drove in, and I would just create my own sort of island, Dr. Moreau's Island.
But what is on that island?
Well, it's not an island, but you know what I mean. I would pick a big enough piece of land that's right here where I
In the center of
in the center where I felt like I didn't have to leave somewhere, and you've got hundreds of acres, that is.
Yeah.
And I would build. I would have basically, I'd have lakes. I'd have islands. I'd have everything that I would want to do for my kids so they could experience every sort of outdoor, basically just any sort of outdoor thing they wanted to do. I'd have houses for friends to live on, and there would be a giant animal conservatory where all these people that have all the, I'd buy the zoo out and put those animals on somewhere that was a decent piece of property for the lines to run around,
Right.
You know, and I'd employ people, and I'd be out of money in 9 months, and then we'd be back to this podcast.
Yeah. You'd be
But
back, you'd be back here.
Do you know what I mean? Though I think like that was where I would start. I would
You know,
build.
hey, let's go watch the lions eat something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, let's go let a zebra loose and see what happens in the Lion King.
And yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like, did you ever just walk by a dog park and just want to throw a cat over the fence?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I've done some horrible things. in my life.
I'm just kidding.
I get a good cat story for you if you really want to.
Hold on, we're working on my dreams, not yours.
Exactly.
All right,
Right.
But you know, like I think it would just be like, you know, because how do you ever live that life for your kids to walk out and see like a herd of deer run by or a herd of llama or whatever it is or that is okay where you're not, like where I don't want to take animals from their homes, but I would like to take ones that don't have a great home that are trapped at zoos or other sort of crappy places and make this beautiful place that people could enjoy them. You know what I mean?
Really
and
high
they,
fence.
yeah, you know, a little like electric fence.
Yeah.
You know, with
Straight
like
up,
with
2 big wooden doors, just like Jurassic Park.
yeah.
But what's the house look like?
You know, and I'm not like I don't need a massive house. I would just have like a very
1,200 square feet, 3-bedroom.
yeah, just a cool like very I like these prefab houses. I like the way they look, you know, like these cool sort of like, but just a bigger version of that with a deck and the water. And I'm pretty simple. I mean, other than the world of Jurassic Park I want to live in.
Yeah, other than recreating Noah's Ark.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Is there
Simple
an
guy.
empty pool there?
Yeah, they have empty pool, but I'd probably, you know, what I'd do is I'd probably build a bunch of empty pools and bury them, and then I'd say, hey guys, there's some pools, go find some on my property, so we could have some permissions that like we'd never ridden before and actually took work to get them done. But you know, I think that like because every day I wake up thinking how I can win the lotto. I'm Mexican. I have a pretty good chance.
Do you
to win
play
the
a
lotto.
lot?
I don't, but I started to every few weeks. If I go to 7-Eleven to get something, like, oh, 222
Same.
million.
I do the
I'll
same,
buy
yeah.
2 tickets.
Yeah, same.
But I think about it. I'm like, and I know friends who like 202 millions and they'd hoard that because they feel like money is power, you know? And to me, like money sounds like when you have that much money sounds like alienation and a way to not have any friends to do shit with because they all have to go back to work on Monday. So I think I'd probably give half of it away. You know, like if I had 50 million, if I got $150 million, I think I'd give $50 million away to 100 people. Do you know what I mean? Of people that I
that would
grew
be
up with
cool.
and have helped me in.
George Clooney did that.
Do you know what I mean? Because
right?
you're like, otherwise, who do I do stuff with? And how can I? It's not like I earn the money digging ditches. How can I just get that much money and then watch my friends struggle to pay bills?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I get that there's problems with that. People never stop asking, you know, but I get it. But I'm like,
You could tell him to stop asking.
Yeah, you could-
give your friend $1 million.
Yeah.
Look, Clooney just did that with his best friends. He gave away $14 million.
He invited them
in
all
cash.
to a dinner. And then they all had a suitcase.
full of cash. That's what I'm talking about.
And
$1 million
one guy-
a piece, and tax-free, he offered to pay their taxes.
It's amazing.
And one dude wasn't going to take it.
Randy Gerber.
And he said, if Randy doesn't take it, none of you guys get it.
Yes.
Oh,
So that was the deal.
that's amazing.
Because Randy Gerber, the hotel magnate, loaded, beyond loaded, and he's like, bro, I don't need your money. I love you. He's married to Cindy Crawford. Look, I don't even know if he needs the hotels after being married to Cindy Crawford. But he said no, and then
Hold on. What possibly could that dude be blowing leaves in front of the door 2 feet away?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
in the property that we're on in L.A.
There's no leaves outside. There's
goddamn
nothing.
tree to be
yeah.
seen. This is the only fake tree that exists here.
I'm just.
But we've got gardeners.
We got
Yeah.
gardeners. Yeah, why not?
well, everyone, it's good. I like that.
Gotta
I got a
work.
job.
Gotta
Yeah.
work. Trump,
I'll have a.
putting everybody back to work.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
You think so? I
He's
don't know
making
about
America
that.
Great again. Look at that guy out there. He's smiling like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
Yeah. As long as he stays on that side of the wall.
Yeah. For now. But
Dickheads.
but back to that. So Clooney did it. Drake did it. Did you see God's Plan video that just
No,
came out?
I don't know Drake. I don't even know what song he did.
God's Plan.
Don't know.
Yeah. So he took.
He looks like a kook though to me.
He took it. He's a great.
Is
guy.
he a cool guy? Yeah.
Great guy. He took $1 million and then he just went all over in this music video.
Yeah.
The label gave him $1 million to make a video, and then he just gave it all away.
Oh, that's great. That changes the completely that changes my completely biased opinion of him for no reason that I had.
Yeah. Which
So
is
it's
what we're
good.
here to do, Mike. This is what we're here to do.
Good on you, Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God's
Drake, you a
plan.
cool guy.
Yeah.
God's plan, Drake.
That
But it was
is
a cool
much
thing.
better than the scene where you get shot in that TV show that you were in when you were a kid. You guys ever seen that?
Oh, you talking about Wheelchair Jimmy?
Is that what it is?
yeah, he was in a
Please
wheelchair.
watch that scene where he gets shot. It
Here's
is
what
a
I loved
better
about
performance than probably
Degrassi.
anything.
Yeah.
Degrassi, that's it.
When he was in Degrassi, here's what I loved. He still played basketball in a wheelchair. And that was what
I saw-
enjoyed
yeah.
about it. Draining threes.
Yeah.
That's Drake, though.
I feel like off screen that's someone else shooting.
No. I feel like that was all Drake.
Really?
I feel like
You ever been on a TV set
I have
before?
no idea. Yeah.
We don't got time for a rapper in it. Look, we don't have time. I'm telling you, there is no time on set for a weekly TV show for a rapper in a
Back
wheelchair
then,
to
he
shoot.
He wasn't Drake. He was a 14-year-old kid in a wheelchair just trying to get through high school. Just
I got it, you know.
Wheelchair Jimmy.
I got
Was he
it.
in a wheelchair?
Megan, oh yeah.
Well, because he got shot in the show.
Yeah.
And it's the best. It's the best shooting scene
it's great.
you've ever seen in your life.
Great. Yeah. So he's
We'll
in a
watch it after
wheelchair
this.
The entire show.
Google that.
Wow.
Probably should have won some Emmys.
Yeah.
And I heard he's getting back into acting because he misses it. I don't know if he misses the wheelchair or if he just misses acting, but either way, he's coming back to it.
All right, well, you've changed my name, about my thoughts on Drake.
That's
No,
great.
no, I don't actually. That doesn't change that I'll still know what any of his songs are or listen to him. But you've changed the idea that he just that.
If you
that,
meet him, you won't say I
Who
heard
do
you're
you
a
listen
dick.
to?
You know what? I'm like realizing how old I am lately. I just want to listen to old stuff that I listened to when I
Eagles.
was like. I'm not that old, you son of a. You know, but like stuff I listened to in the '90s. You know what I mean? Like 90s music. But I don't really. To be
Really?
honest with you,
One,
to be
two,
honest with you,
Prince is here before you.
I don't
Did
know
you get
what.
down on
How old
Spin
are you?
Doctors? Spin
Are you
Doctors?
a kid, teenager in the '90s?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been friends with me.
No.
No. What
No.
the fuck were you
I
talking? What are
can
you
tell.
singing?
Spin Doctors. Remember Spin Doctors?
Yeah, no, I don't. That no.
Little Miss, Little Miss, Little
Look
Miss.
at. No, you know mine. And even new music. I'm like, I don't. It doesn't even sound like music.
Yeah.
People
There's
have
a lot of mumble rap these days.
Yeah, and it's like I
There's
feel
no
like
rock anymore.
No.
No. Who was your jam back in your?
I mean, I was like, I was listening. It's like No Effects and Pennywise and Bad Religion.
Don't call
and,
me white.
exactly.
Yeah.
Don't call
And-
me white.
But I also like,
That's all
like
Jared
like
listens to
90s
now.
90s rap is to me is the only thing that's rap. Everything
yeah.
else is just like dudes talking who used to be in wheelchairs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I just like I don't it doesn't even seem like rap to me. It seems like silly guy I just can't get down with it.
I get.
You know what I mean?
I
so
understand.
like-
how
Pearl Jam,
I've
Nirvana.
got a good.
Yeah, Pearl Jam's good, Nirvana. Yeah. I was a freshman in high school when Nevermind came out.
Oh, okay.
So, like it just I don't know, that music is like I think it's me trying to realize I'm not so old, so I'm listening to it again. But I can't escape the fact that, that I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How deep in No Effects did you go? Because I got a pretty funny No Effects.
I mean, I don't know them, but like I like No
do
Effects.
you remember The Decline?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an 18-and-a-half-minute song. Like, and it's sang through, never repeated once, 18-and-a-half minutes with
Really?
lyrics. Now,
Freebird was 18
I
and
can
a half minutes.
sing this whole song.
We don't need to hear that.
Remember it.
Yeah.
No, but we were at a bar and Eli sat down with some girls and I sat there with him and I wasn't talking and he's like talking to these girls all up and everything and they're like, oh, what's up with him? And he goes, oh, he's autistic. And just fucking with it. I'm like playing. I'm like, okay, we're gonna play this game. All right. What is an autistic?
Oh, this is a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were just telling us.
No. But look, you can
I
kind
thought
of.
you were just finally like telling us.
But here's the thing:
So-
if you look at Jared just in a normal situation, he's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh,
"This
for
guy's
sure.
on the
A
spectrum."
little bit of Asperger's maybe.
So he was like,
Yeah.
he goes, well, he knows every lyric to every song ever. And the girls go, there's no way. All right, I'll come up with the hardest one I could think of. And she goes, The Decline, No Effects. And I was like, I really don't
I know that
many
one.
lyrics.
You're like,
I
I
don't
know
any
that one.
lyrics,
Yeah.
But I just won the fucking lottery on this one.
Yeah.
And I just started going. She was like, oh my God.
Did you go the full 18?
No, I went to about 3.
Okay.
And then
Which is
she-
about as long
and
as
then-
we can take you
and then
talking
she
to.
and then she was impressed, and then
The waitress came over, spilled some straws on the floor, and you said 86 straws.
Yeah.
Pick a ball the straws. Did you fuck that night?
no.
Oh,
I mean,
you gave 3 minutes of that.
Or
song and
or
you
any
didn't
night
have sex?
or any
I
night
was-
since.
I was. I mean, obviously, I was autistic.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Oh, that's really
Autistic
cool,
people can't have sex.
But I'm gonna go home with him.
No autistic people can have sex.
I don't know.
That doesn't give me hope for the future.
I wouldn't give it bums both of you out. I'd say.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Let's if you're at home watching, let's start a thing for autistic people to have sex. Or you give me that camera. If you're at home watching, if you could help a boy
What?
in his
No, why
230s,
is this
240s who's
What do you mean
autistic,
240s?
I don't know. What
You're
your weight is.
240?
I don't
No,
know.
I'm not 240.
Just help a young child realize his dream to have sex
I'm
for the first
slimming
time.
Down.
It's baby fat. It's
pressed
baby
down.
fat.
You know, I'm about 190.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. All right.
190.
Yeah. Then I'm 130.
In a gravity machine.
What's a gravity machine?
It's where they lift you off the ground. You're weightless, essentially. Mike, I don't want to talk about his autism anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
I saw you on Shark Tank.
Yeah, we did Shark Tank.
How was that experience? Everybody in their mother says, I want to be on Shark Tank. I
Yeah.
got this great idea. How is it once you're actually there? Because I think
Well,
you're the first person on the show who's been on Shark Tank.
It's a 6 months
It's a
vetting process of videos and auditions and blah blah blah, and you kind of you pass stage 1, stage 2, 4, whatever it is. But once you get there, you have like a couple weeks of like on hold, and all right, you're on Wednesday, and then we got there one day, and then we didn't even go on. So then we come back another day, right? Sit around all day, and all right,
Sure.
because they may have 8 people scheduled for the day, but people go into the tank and could be in there 3 hours, could be in there 20 minutes. So it's hard to know when they run out of
They
day.
call it the tank?
Yeah, the tank.
That's scary.
Ah.
That would
So
be
you get,
intimidating.
you walk
Hey,
in.
Ready to go into the tank?
Yeah.
I don't think you'd make it.
He's on
no,
the
they-
spectrum.
yeah.
Again, when you
They
pick on
would
the
feel sorry
handicap.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then you
yeah.
might get a deal.
I would just stick my stomach out a lot and slump. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
slump, stare out. Because what you do, the key is you stare above somebody's forehead about 3 inches higher. That really, there it is. There's that look.
just
Oh,
really
there
want
it
a
is.
business.
Yeah, yeah. So you go there.
You go to tank. So once you go in, you think it's like we were our episode our little segment was like 4 or 5 minutes long,
That's
but
it?
we were in this tank like 45 minutes.
Oh shit.
But as soon as you go in, it's like they all start asking questions at the same time. So it's very like you're trying to answer and respect everyone. Oh, let me finish, and everyone's like, I don't want you to finish. I want you to know now. We're going out. We're going out. So it's pretty. It's a little intense. I do have a great story though, which didn't air and will never air. At one point, Mark Cuban looks at me and goes, "Mike, what do you need?" And it was back in June, and I'm like, "Mark, I need a check before August 8th so I can hire Bon Jovi to play my 40th birthday. That's what I need, Mark." And he goes, "I hired Bon Jovi to play my wife's 40th birthday."
No.
Yeah, and so we had a little chat about that, which is pretty good. And the other sharks thought I had like researched that, and that was just by chance.
That's really funny.
Because
JBJ brings everybody together.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he's amazing.
I don't know.
Dude, he's amazing. So my parents were on their wedding anniversary in Hawaii, and they were staying at a nice resort. They had dinner on the beach where you can get those isolated tables on the sand down by the water.
Mm-hmm.
So they did that. They had this dinner, and all of a sudden, they hear "Living on a Prayer."
What?
And they were like, "Man,
Tell me he was floating in the bay on a stand-up paddleboard plane.
close." So they walk down the beach because it's just the two of them. They have this isolated table, and the music keeps going. And then another Bon Jovi hit comes on. They're like, "Ah, shit! Is there a party? Is something going on?" They walk a little further down the beach, a couple hundred more yards. One of those businesses like Kinko's had hired their retreat, and they had hired Bon Jovi to play on the beach for like 300 people. And so my parents walked down, and they walked into this
302 people.
exactly. And nobody cared. It wasn't like there was any barrier set
Yeah.
up. Like you're on it's a small island on the beach or whatever. Watch Bon Jovi play for 2
That's
hours.
amazing.
And said it was the most incredible concert ever. And they literally said, they were like, "Man, you saw people just forget who they were, their whole shit. They were in Hawaii on the beach listening to Bon Jovi.
There's things-
And they were like, it was magic."
Maybe that's why I'm listening to songs from the 90s. Because when I'm driving, I'm just trying to forget about everything and go back somewhere.
Right.
Because life is so painful now.
Yeah. Is life painful?
It's not painful, but it's like no, it's great. I have a little 4-year-old girl. I got a 16-year-old son.
Does he want to be you? Does he want to do the same
No,
stuff?
no, he wants to be everything but me.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. But I think life right now is hard no matter what you believe in. Like I feel like not to get political, but the country's so divided and things are going on. And this year that life's just tough, and everyone's got a story and it's easy. People judge people very easily. You know what I mean? It's just everything, I have years that are good, years that are bad. And it's just, life is tough, I think. And sometimes I just want to, slip into an 18-minute NoFX song.
Sure. Like I travel a lot for work. I live most of the time in North Carolina. I feel that politically, like the division and stuff, or people talking about it, only really exists in LA and New York. Everywhere else I've been, nobody really talks about politics.
Yeah, because they're all on the same page.
Well, I guess so. I mean, you kind of then that would leave you to believe that it's just California and just New York who have an issue with everything that's going on. But everywhere else, I mean, dinner parties, stand up. We've done live shows all over the country.
I think Florida probably has an issue right now.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, look, I don't know if you saw what happened, but he's changing the gun laws as we speak.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
I don't know. I like have a different thing on it, but
Yeah,
I like.
yeah.
I just feel like whatever you believe, whatever is right, whatever's wrong, like it's
Sure.
just people are divided on it. You know what I mean? And it's the first time, maybe it's just LA or New York, but it's the first time where I see people who believe in certain things, and I'm like, it's weird. I usually am pretty like, do you think? I'm like, I don't know if we can be friends. Because if you believe that, then deep down you're a shitty human being.
See, I believe that me personally, because again, I only see this in New York and LA. When people like that, I always go to other religions where it's like, I grew up in the South. Everybody I dated, the kind of the deal was, I'm from Georgia. If you dated somebody, you had to go to their church with them. And that was like, oh, hey, you're cool to date my daughter. So I went to Catholic, Baptist, Southern Baptist, fucking Seventh-day Adventist with the goddamn snakes and shit.
Which is all right. I don't even. It all is just the same to me, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but everybody has their own different belief in something.
Something.
Politics, religion, whatever it is. So like, I've learned, me personally, I've learned that I don't really care, and I can't change people's beliefs or what they are. So therefore, I'm not going to get frustrated with it.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is a human reaction where I'm like, really? Really, dude? Really? You can go ahead and do that, and that's fine. But like, really?
But you could relate that to anything in life, like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I'm probably sure you've done some crazy shit trick wise at your age now, where people look at it and they're like, God damn, you went for that right now.
Yeah, but I didn't do it and say, hey, I'm doing this. All the Mexicans and blacks leave. Do you know what I mean? You can't see it. I didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I was doing it, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? In the air, I wasn't like. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't. I don't know. I just think that like people just are just too righteous.
Yeah, so I think it's the other thing. Like, I also think in today's society, at least, everybody wants to attach themselves to something. So in some small facet of anything that's going on, whatever issue it's regarding, I don't like this or I hate this, and they want to get their opinion out and shove it out. And
yeah, I just feel like if people should attach themselves to kindness.
I do too.
And then how do we deal with the issue? Through kindness. You know, now some issues obviously, are better with a foot in the ass. But
right.
But there's ones where it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah. I've just learned to accept people for who they are and kind of move on with it. I've seen friends divided over politics, religion, where they're like, yeah, we're just not fucking friends anymore.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you should be able to separate the two.
Even on this show.
I've heard people say, even when I was like dating a few months ago, again, like, no kidding, I got girls would say, if you voted for Trump, we were not even going to talk. I'm like, I don't even ask people that. Like,
no,
I don't
I avoid it now,
like,
but
like, I'm not going to base my fucking friendship on somebody off of that.
No,
like,
me neither.
no, totally. But there's a difference between like, it is like so it's almost like an don't ask, don't tell policy a little bit.
Right.
But when it becomes pushed into your face, and then you're like, dude, I just.
Yeah, I guess.
And when
it doesn't like for me, unless I come to the coast, like New York or LA, nobody really discusses it. And the other thing is, with any president in my entire life, regardless of who it is, whether I liked him or voted for him,
yeah,
my life personally has never changed.
Yeah, I know.
Never changed.
Yeah,
and it's like I might have been unhappy with a president's decision or whatever.
Yeah, but if you lived in this country, right? Let's say you lived your whole life, and you're like, let's say you're a Mexican. Sure. Right? You're born here. Dad's 40 years old. He came here when he was 10 or something.
Yeah.
And now he's deported. Now it affects your life.
Yes.
Right? So you just haven't had anything yet that affected your life.
Correct.
Right?
Friends of mine, things like that. But as far as my day-to-day life, hasn't happened to me. So therefore, like, I can't come out
totally
on a big opinion like that because it didn't happen to me.
Yeah, and I
can't
understand
speak
that.
For anything else,
even like guns in schools never affected me until I have 2 kids who go to school. And then you're like, there's no locks on these gates.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, anyone can walk on campus. You know what I mean? So you're like, because
Well, like, do you live in LA with your kids?
Mm-hmm.
Do they go to private school?
no.
They don't. They go to public school. So, how
Well,
do
one is is like pre-K, so we pay for like a thing, but the other one's public.
you're one of the first celebrities who's actually said
Well, it's
that.
because I'm not a celebrity.
Well, Mike, you are.
No, I'm just a guy. I'm just a
You
guy.
got a sweet nickname. So
Yeah.
You must have did something rad.
I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy standing in front of another two guys.
But no, here all the celebrities, all my friends are actors, all this shit. All their kids are in private schools for
Well,
a
that's
certain
because those are
reason in
real
LA.
celebrities. The problem is that nowadays you have real celebrities, and then you have like guys who just kind of do stuff. But the biggest thing right now is when people say that, it's like when you think celebrity, you think that financially, popularity reflects financial stability, right? You could be the most popular dude, but you know the real world is you're just working every day, check to check. So we could never afford private school.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
most people
'Cause
can't.
It's like 25K.
I mean, even to like my kid who
year.
has to, we pay. You know, it's like his child. It's like she's in pre-K. It's like $825 a month
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
for a 4-year-old.
For a 4-year-old, yes.
4-year-old. My buddy he just took his kids out of private school and he paid $1,200 a month for each kid. And they're like 9 and 8. You're like, how does that?
Oh yeah.
How do you even do it?
Yeah.
Like rent here in LA is my rent is more than most people's. And it's when I tell people my rent, they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I rent a house around the corner. I'm like, it's cheaper than a 2-bedroom apartment. I get a good deal on it, And they're like, I'm like, I literally can't move.
Yeah.
Moving would be like it would be a crisis situation for me,
Yeah, one of my best friends is paying $5,800
Now that's insane.
a month. Well, I mean, look, it's 1,800 square feet, and it's like
Where's he live?
He's got 3 kids. Culver City.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'm saying El Paso on a half-acre, 4-bedroom, 2,900 square feet, 1,400 a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Anywhere else?
Yeah, anywhere else. Yeah, I mean, Riverside. You get that Riverside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need to go. I don't need to go that far. But it's just But if you like, for me with work, it's easier to work. You know what I mean? Like, it has to make sense.
Sure. What do you got coming up down the pipeline?
I'm actually shooting a pilot next week.
Are you are we allowed to say the channel?
I don't know if we
No,
can say the
no,
channel.
Keep it quiet for now.
Can't say the channel, but it's a big network.
Logo?
It's like
No,
shaped like this.
It's the gay one.
No, it was logo. The name of it.
Sorry.
It's a big network. It's a show that. And getting a show is very fickle. You could do the best job ever, and it just whoever's in the room that day is like, nah.
It's a great.
So it's really hard. People who know,
crazy,
you
right?
can't.
Because you've been on TV. For
I've been on TV. I've done a ton of
while.
pilots, and
Yeah.
you never you sort of live in this world where you can't get excited about things
ever.
ever.
Yeah.
And that bothers people who don't know. It's like, you're never excited. You're such a downer. You're like, no, man. I just like.
No, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's imagine if every time you bought a lotto ticket, you were like making plans as if you're winning until next Wednesday. You know what I mean? You're like
offers in. On
yeah, and then you believe it in your heart. So I've done so many years of not. I'm just like, well, we'll see. But this one, it's the first show that I've done that I'm like, I really want to do this for the next 5 to 8 years of my life. If it was to be
great.
popular,
Sure.
I'm like, I really believe in it. I really think like that's a great thing. It's a more of an more of an adult show. Like, it's intelligent, you know what I mean? Like, but it's gonna be.
It's got comedy.
It's got comedy. It's intelligent, but it's like it's something that I could see doing it. And so for me, I really, really, really want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's one of those things where, like, if this happens, this could define me for the next year, which you guys will never know because it's not going to happen. So really, it's this podcast that
We
will
could be
that
talking
will
about anything now
Yeah,
at this
that
point. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to define me for the next 20 minutes.
It's a game show called Hangman.
Yeah. Where I'm just trying to hang myself, which is just called
Using
life.
intimate
Which is just
household
called
items.
life.
Yeah.
Every time I think I get a job, I'll take a vow. And nope, nothing in that. It's going to be some word from Wales. It's just
Exactly.
46 letters long with no vowels. Oh,
No vowels.
No vowels. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. I work as a stuntman.
Yeah.
So I work on some TV shows here and there. I think I might work on a Marvel movie hopefully next month.
Oh, that's exciting.
Just a couple days,
Yeah.
But
You did Guardians of the Galaxy too.
I did do. I spent 4.5 months on Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Holy shit.
I died like about 30 times on it.
That's great.
So yeah, it's good. So that was really
That's
great.
great money.
Yeah, that was great. It was
Cool.
great.
They pay a fuck ton.
Yeah, I mean, it's great when you're working.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's great if you're always working, but if you work for 4 months and then you work 5 days for the other 6 months of the year, you're like, well, it just evens out to be like kind of regular. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like being a teacher, though. You know, you get summers off.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And like now, you know, I got to carry a gun in Guardians, so now, yeah, to be totally like teachers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You're good to go now.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was great. You know, I done. That was like my third. I did Ant-Man, and I did Winter Soldier and American Sniper, and you know, I've done a few things, you know, and then TV shows here. I just worked on Lethal Weapon TV show the other day.
One of my best friends is Riggs.
Okay, all right, great.
Clayton Crawford. He's been on the show.
I met him on the show. He hurt me.
Yeah, he's been on the show before. He's coming on Saturday again.
Oh,
too.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
So
One of my beef rats.
yeah, he you know, I did do a scene with him. So it was good. It was fun. You know, I'm super appreciative getting to work on anything. You know,
Sure.
like so I wish I could work every week. It's unfortunate it's not like that, but anytime I can get a job, I'm really stoked to get
That's
it,
awesome.
You know, so.
Well, this is the point in the show we get to the Drinkin' Bro of the week.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
You know what?
I've never listened to the show, guys.
Absolutely. We'll fill you in, even though you were a guest last time. It's the point where you pick a person in your life who was the most influential or helped get you to where you are today,
Somebody you
or
wanna
make
thank.
you become the man you are today.
Yeah, it's like the Oscars, but you only get one.
Yeah, this
You
is
only
the
get
only
one thank you.
serious part of our show ever.
Oh man, that's a really tough one.
Who deserves the shout out this week?
You know,
Forrest Whitaker.
no. That's a really tough one. That's a question I've never
Been asked?
thought about before.
Somebody had to help you along the way. A teacher.
Yeah, I mean,
a
do we
mentor?
count family or parents? Or do
Absolutely.
we?
Yes.
But it's somebody like
Yeah, should we out the family just because
Yeah.
that should be obvious?
yeah.
You know what? It's actually not obvious, and I'll tell you why. Like a lot of people had issues with their parents growing up or whatever. So I'm
know what?
surprised. Here's like, you want to talk about judging people. If people don't say their mom or dad, I just assume that they didn't have some
Parents, they were just
or just kind of went off and did their own thing, and they weren't close with their family or whatever happened, and so yeah, or a teacher, you know, like somebody.
there are teachers. Yeah, but
but
Or
there's gotta be
somebody
some-
that
like
really
a-
hooked you up along the way.
I mean,
yeah,
there,
or
yeah,
showed you
but
a trick, or
you know,
helped
that's
you ride, empty pools with you, taught you how to speak Spanish.
Shut up. Let me think. Yeah, no
An
one.
audio show. They can't hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean, there are a plethora of people that have helped. You know, like that. I think I could name 20 reasons each person. But I think I'm gonna have to. I think it comes back to one thing. And it's sort of like, and it comes back to when people say, "Oh, you're so talented, man. That's how you're so good at all this stuff." And I'm like, I'm not talented at anything. I don't know how to get. I'm not good at riding bikes. I just figured out how to get good at something. That's what it is, guys. Kids out there listening.
Yeah.
Stop trying to get good at playing basketball. Stop trying to get good at this. Stop trying to be a good artist. Just learn what it takes to get good at it, and then you know that you just have a lot of work to do to get there, no matter what you're doing.
So
Right?
are you your own hero?
No, but no, but I mean,
Very
like,
McConaughey.
I'm getting there. So, I mean, there's people I could say like a Tony Hawk or a Matt Hoffman or, there's people that have helped me. There's people that have done things. I did a TV show where I travel all the world, what really changed me as a person. So there are a bunch of those people that I could easily say, look at me. But I think I'm gonna have to morph two people together, because I think it comes down to being 11 years old, and it was my parents. I think it was 11 or 10 years old. My parents got divorced, right? My parents got divorced, and my mom moved out. My dad, but he worked all, all day long, full days. So we had like someone who came and was a caretaker for about 4 months, and it just wasn't working. I have 4 brothers and sisters, right? So it wasn't working, right? There was 4 of us. One of them was already gone. So it was 4 of us at the time, kids, all within an age group of like 5 years. So we had everyone from like 8 to like 13 or something. So that just wasn't working. So my mom moved back in with my dad, back in with us, and lived together till all of us were out of high school. So another decade. And I bet you I saw them fight twice.
Really?
So I'd have to say that one idea of that because since we live in a generation where you throw things away instead of fix them,
Right.
that one idea that like there is a common goal and you do what is best, and you don't worry about being the best person ever. You just try to worry. I just try to worry now, especially nowadays. I just try to be the best Mike I can be today. Some days that's a shittier Mike than other days, And so I think that I have to give it to them. Like that one idea of like seeing two people, and I didn't know it until later.
Right.
Because they were just my parents.
Of course.
Didn't even feel like they were divorced or broken up, That I think that's it. Looking back, I'm like, that's the one thing that probably got me through all the things where you don't quit. Like there's been plenty of things, like you said, you fall, thousands of times, you break arms, I've had 6 knee surgeries, I have a list of injuries that would rivals Evel Knievel,
Sure.
Maybe more, and I think that's it. You've made a goal, and that's what you do. You're getting to that goal. Now there are definitely times in life where I've faltered on that and lost a vision lost sight of that. But I think when I get so depressed about something, I realize, what am I doing? I need to get on Drinking Bros podcast today.
That's one of the best stories of Drinking Bros of the week that we've ever heard.
Only the week? My parents only make the week?
Yeah, we got a lot
so that's
of weeks.
So it's like
we got a lot of.
So that's like
guests.
Sports Center of the day. It's not even Sports Center of the week.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of weeks.
Which, by the way, I've had Sports Center play of the week and play of the day. By the way,
have you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. I don't have a horn for you to toot.
Yeah,
but
that's it. That's it.
amazing.
Hold on. Squeeze my hand.
Now I'll squeeze yours, and now I get that.
Yeah.
Power.
Sometimes I forget that these things happen.
I get that power.
Because when they happen, they just sort of happen, and you're a little kid, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Sports Center is.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't play sports. I'm like, they're like, you got Sports Center of the week. I'm like, okay.
So let me ask you this last question before you get out of here. Do you have a good
Oh,
time?
I have to leave?
Yes.
All right.
We have it's a big show.
Who is that guy? I don't care who that guy is.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great. He was actually in Jackass.
Don't care.
Oh, yes,
I
you
just-
do. Did you have a good time today?
I did. I had a really good time. When JT called me, he's like, "You want to be on the show?" I'm like, I guess. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know anything about coffee. I don't know anything about the military. I don't know anything about. But you guys, I really don't. I'm smarter than dick and fart jokes, so I'm like, I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
And then
The reason I asked you if you had a good time, we both voted for Trump, so we all can get along.
Oh, yeah, but fuck. That's what I'm saying. I'm letting it.
Everybody can get along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike, thanks for being on the show. You're honestly one of our favorite guests. Last episode was amazing. This is one of the best. Those Drinking Bros, sincerely, I get choked up by that, for real. That was amazing.
I only said that because I need a loan, Mom, Dad. So.
Thank you for coming on. From Mike Escamilla, Rooftop, and Jarred Taylor. I'm Ross Patterson. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, guys.